Hey all, long time no see. Long time since we have done a live video. So good to be back. There were some folks that said they missed seeing the diet and the diet videos. So here we go again. I'm celebrating, kind of. This is a lemonade alcoholic adult beverage. It's organic. It's got a lot of no sugar. Only 80 calories per serving, so not bad. And it's like one of my favorite summer drinks. And we were out of them, but I found this one in the back of the fridge, so I am celebrating. So it's really strong. Sorry. No, if you saw the name of the post, this is the 21-day introduction to vegan detox diet. This is the second time I'm doing it this year. Today is April. I know that for sure. And tomorrow is Thursday. Actually, I don't know the date. No, it's like what, the 10th, 12th? I don't know. But I'm starting the diet again. And so that brings up a good question. It's like, well, why would you do the diet twice? And I'm kind of going through an injury thing with my arm. And I want to get back to working out. I want to get back to summer shape. I want to do a lot of surfing this summer, behind the boat and stuff. So I looked at the beginning of the year and I felt fat and bloated and slow and dull and lethargic and every other thing. So I said, you know what? What if this are so good? Oh, sweet. What if I do the ultimate reset? You know, that's the perfect time if you're nursing an injury to get back at it and to lose, 15, 20 pounds maybe. So I'm like, that's awesome. If I start out at 215, sure enough, 3 weeks later, I was down to about 200 pounds. Now, I've gone up 2 or 3 pounds in between since then. It's been about another 3 weeks, 4 weeks in between the last round. But now I'm starting again. And the cool thing about it is when I did it the first time, I did a lot of these live videos. I take those and I put them on my blog post so that it lives on beyond just my 21 days. But from doing that, a lot of other friends and relatives and neighbors and colleagues, they're like, man, I want to do that too. I saw what you were doing and I changed up my diet a little bit and I lost a few pounds here, but then, I didn't stick with it. And that's one of the cool things about this system. It's like you wear a band that I haven't put on yet. I'll start tomorrow. And that reminds you, every time you grab something to eat, you kind of see that band and you're like, oh, that's right. I'm doing this 3-week vegan diet. So it keeps you honest to it. But so a lot of these guys are like, hey, I want to do it with you. And they knew my plan. So if I started at 215, did one round, got down to 200, stayed around there. I'm still 202, 203, and do it again, and I lose another 15 pounds, what that takes me to like 185. And 185 is a much better place to start out the summer and get back into a new fitness program. Like Shaun T's got this new dance program out, like Get Up, I think it's called, and Get Moving. Or do the new running program that Beachbody has. It's perfect time to get out now that it's getting warmer out, and or go back to an old favorite like Power 90 P90X. But I tell you what, it's much easier to start that program out at 185 than it would be 215, 214. So that's kind of the plan. That's what I'm doing. This has got to be, and I look around, I see empty boxes. This has got to be the 5th or 6th time that I've done this diet. And, somebody would ask, well, why do you do it over and over? If it's an intro to vegan diet, why don't you just take those habits and live with them? Awesome. That's the idea, is to learn habits from this diet, keep going forward. But life happens. That's what happens. You get out of it. You smell a hot dog or a steak and you're like, yeah, I want to try that. And you kind of get out of the vegan lifestyle. And then stuff happens. For me, like winter happens, injuries happen. But once a year to get back and do this diet kind of resets your body, detoxifies, gets your mind back on track. And so I kind of plan to do it once a year. And so it's been 5 or 6 times I've done it. And this is the first time ever that I took the shopping list, and here's my shopping list right here, and I checked off every item on the shopping list. And this will be the first time too that I'm doing a completely vegan diet. So it's not really introduction to vegan for me. I'm going to skip all the animal proteins right off the bat and just go right into vegan from day one. Because why would I backtrack? I don't really think I've had more than a bite, 3 or 4 bites of any animal, any steak type protein in the last month and a half. And so I feel good with that. Why would I go back to, eggs and chicken and salmon? Like, it doesn't make sense. So I'm just going to move forward with where I'm at, and I'm going to do the vegetarian vegan version of this. Another thing I'm excited about is one of the things that's tough about doing this diet is preparing all the meals. So on our blog, fitunion.com, we have 3 or 4 different people that have gone through the 21 days, and then they journal every day about what's going on. Like, I'm journaling today. This is my day 0 for the next round I'm going to do. But also in there, we show how to meal prep. And so you use 1 pint jars to make breakfast meals, and you use 1 quart jars to make lunches. So you can sit here, and as I go to make my lunch tomorrow, I'm just going to make 7 portions of it, throw them in the jars, and then every day when I need lunch, boom, I got my lunch salad ready to go. And that's one of the hardest things for me, is taking to the time to actually prepare the meals. Like, if I have the meals ready to go for me, like, I'll eat them, no problem. And I don't mind making a salad, a couple times a week. But to make the salad every day, it feels a little tedious. So this time, I'm going to try the meal prep and see how that goes for me. So yeah, last night before, again, first time I think I've assemblated all the foods that I need on the list for the first week. I'm super excited to be doing it with a group of friends. So, shout out to Paul, Chuck, Roger, John, and actually I just got text from these guys as they're running around shopping last minute too. Now it's different, so there's guys that plan. And so one of my buddies wanted to try it. He had to try a few meals first to be like, okay, yeah, no, these meals are good. I could do this. I got enough time, because he's a busy guy, executive. And so then he liked the meals. Wife liked the meals. He's like, okay, I'll do it. And then, he made a list, sent it to the shopping plaza. They get everything assembled. They tell you the time you can go pick up your foods. And he just did that. I'm like, dude, that's awesome. Everybody should and probably wants to do it that way. But there's a couple of us that waited to the last minute, went out and shopped, and I've had such a busy day. We had to take our father for an exam out of town, so we went and did that, woke up early, came back, and there's a Whole Foods in Buffalo, so I'm like, hey, I'll do that while I'm there. Well, sure enough, I went to the Whole Foods, and the meeting got done early, so I barely got my vegetables, I got this 5-page list of the foods that I want, and I barely got through page 1. And had to go back to pick them up. So then we got back, and then, my wife had to take back some stuff at a mall that was another hour away. So I literally did 5 hours of driving today. We went to the hospital, went to the mall, and then and only then did I get time to sit down, work with my clients, work with the other buddies, and actually assemble my own foods. So it's been a rough, busy day. And something I want to say about that is often you feel like, hey, I'm tired, I just want to go lay down. And that's the way I felt at 7:30. It's later than that now. It's 8:30 now. And I got my second, wave of energy, because you're like, if there's something you need to do, you just kind of persevere through it, and then like that adrenaline or whatever kicks in. And that's what's happening for me tonight. So what am I doing for like last meal? Does it make sense to go out and have a big ribeye and drink a case of beer? No. I am celebrating with an adult watermelon lemonade, one of my favorite summer drinks. And what I've been doing kind of all day is I've been enjoying foods that I like, that I kind of know I'm gonna miss. And it doesn't mean like I'm going out and going crazy with French fries and hamburgers. No, it's For breakfast, I had eggs today because it just felt good, and my wife offered to make some. For lunch, we went out and actually I had a pretzel at the mall, like just a weird taste that I was curious about. So I had a pretzel. And then here this evening, I'm having one of my favorite, it's actually a vegetarian wrap from our local food co-op. And it's just one of these things I really like. Super good. I mean, it's all healthy. It's all vegetables, vegan ingredients. But, not something that comes up as, and probably more calories than one of the meals that comes up in our next 21 days. And then the silly stuff, like I wanted a can of Progresso soup today, like Italian wedding. So just a flavor that I had that I kind of desired, and I know I was going to have to put it off for the next couple weeks. So just going through, and that's kind of been like my last meals or last hurrah for these next 3 weeks. Another word about a couple of us that were like last minute shopping, and like the way that you do this is the way that you do life. Are you somebody that prepares for everything? Are you somebody that lives off the seat of your pants? And neither one is right or wrong. Only is it right or wrong for what you say you want or what you want to get out of life. I kind of enjoy like being spontaneous and living in the moment. Other guys like make sense to fill up the shopping list, and easier. It gives them more time to do their day and their business if they can plan that out. Hey Brandon, see you're on. I saw Amanda's on too. Good to see you guys. Hope you're doing good, bud. But the way you do this is the way that you do life, and if everything's to the last minute. So a lot of people are interested in eating vegan. They want to do a diet like this. And they're like, man, I don't have 3 weeks where it's relaxed enough where I can take the time to make the foods. Well, reality check, nobody does. I'm busy. I sold one boat 2 weeks ago. I just sold another boat this week. Check comes in the mail tomorrow. They come to pick up the boat Thursday or Friday. I still got 2 or 3 things left to do on it that I promised to get done. And I want to make sure they're happy with their sale. I'm taking the proceeds of that, rolling over to another new boat. I got to go drive cross country to do it. So life is never easy for anybody. You're always going to be struggling in your routine. But if you don't take the time to do something that you want to do, like for me, like drop another 15 pounds, get back in on my vegan diet, make sure I'm dialed in, get all my supplements good, feel better, get more energy. What are the advantages of doing this diet? Like, it shouldn't be about weight loss, but you end up losing weight. It shouldn't be just about like I need to increase my energy, but whenever I do this, I get more energy. My hair grows better, my skin gets clearer, I lose weight, digestion is so much improved. Overall, like I'm just kind of nicer. I talk in the past videos about I do a lot of caffeine when I'm not doing this diet, and that caffeine adds anxiety, which kind of makes me come off as a lot of times like aggressive or eager, but really it's like ambition. But when I'm doing this, like calm, peaceful, I'm more productive, kind of like more steady of moods and emotions all day long. Anyhow, so those are the reasons that you should be considering this or wanting to do it. I understand timing isn't perfect. Life's not super easy right now, but it's never easy. So try it once, and you might be like me. Maybe you do this 5-6 times over the next 5-6 years, but then you find out, hey, the 6th time, now I know where all ingredients are at the store. Like, now I'm set up for success. Now I know timing's not going to be perfect. There's going to be a couple events that we go to. I know what to eat when I'm out so that I don't break the diet. But most of all, I just want to include you guys in what I'm doing. I've kind of covered why I'm doing it again, the way that I prepared, and my plan is to do these videos live. A lot of people said they missed them over the course of the last few weeks. And then I take the videos and I put them on my blog. So if you're interested in following me or Hillary or Jeff or anybody else that's done the Ultimate Reset with us, just go to fitunion.com, click on Guides, Ultimate Reset. You see all of our names pop up. And it gives anybody else that's interested in doing this a venue to track their progress so that this can live on beyond me. It's great for me to do this, do some live videos for the next 21 days. But if it if that ends on the 22nd day, it's not serving as many people as if I save those videos and it lasts for the next 5-10 years, and I can refer back to them whenever I want to talk about how you use coconut milk with your collard greens or something like that. Anywho, thanks for tuning in today. My kind of sign out line is thanks to anybody that comes and watches. Brandon, Amanda, Tiffany says she likes watching my videos. Thanks to all the guys that are doing it with me this round. I really thought it was a cool idea for a group of men to do this together. And you know, we're all 30-ish somethings. And Paul, Chuck, Roger, John, myself. So whenever one of us is struggling, which happened today, like people are like, what is an amino acid? Like, where do I go to get those? And I'm like, oh, well, you're looking for Bragg's amino acids. And then John chimed in. He's like, oh, you're at Wegmans? Wegmans has it right over by the Tempe. Great, that's awesome, thanks. Where and what is Tempe? But when guys are doing this together, and this is a bit of an emotional journey. As you're changing your structure, you're going without caffeine or alcohol or tobacco or whatever else your vices or poisons are that you prefer. Like, you're going to go through some different emotions. So if we can go through it with a group of guys, and the idea is, you know, maybe once we're making we're making sushi rolls, why not get together, because we're all 10-15 minutes apart, and make sushi rolls together that night? Why don't we get together and prep some of the meals? Or just have a Zoom call whenever anybody's, like, being confused. Oh my God, I'm eating. Sorry, I guess my internet's not as good as I thought it was down here. That is delicious. And it's super healthy. It's like a vegetable wrap. I think they put tofurkey in there, so fake turkey. And they put Tempe bacon, so fake bacon. And they use like a non-dairy cheese, so it's completely vegan. But the whole burrito is like 600 calories. So a lot of times I'll break that up into 2 meals or so. But it's just one of those tastes that I love and I wanted to do kind of before I started this diet. Anywho, internet died there for a second, so I waited till y'all come back. But I just wanted to chime in what day 0 or prep day is like for me, what it was like for some of the other guys doing it with us, and invite you. I got to contact John today because he just wrote and he's like, hey, do you got another set of the supplements? I got another guy that wants to do it. So we're going to have another buddy with us. So you might be in the area. I could FedEx overnight or 2-day express a kit. I think I have, if I get rid of this kit, I think I have 1 or 2 kits available that I could do and get somebody started going through this with us. And again, we're not saying like no women allowed. It's not like a 10-year-old boys club. But I just find as a guy going through this, we're going to experience things a little bit different than women may or may not. So my friend Hillary just went through this. Miriam just bought a kit. She's going to go through it. And they're kind of running the women's group. And this is our opportunity as the guys groups to do it together. You know, you pick a date out in the future. And so this is the date we picked. And you're like, yeah, it'll be perfect. I'll set up. That day comes and it's never perfect. Like, I didn't know we were going to the hospital today. I didn't know we were driving halfway to Pittsburgh to return some items. But those are the things that are important to me, you know. Spending time with family, helping them do their medical needs, spending time alone with my wife when she gets a half day off so that we can go shopping and just, you know, walk around the mall holding hands was nice. But I still stick to those commitments, and even though it didn't seem like the perfect time to start, we made it work. So again, invite to you if you want to do this. Again, my sign out line is kind of like thanks to everybody that comes and watches, love to everybody that posts and asks questions. For me, I got my reasons for doing this. I want to drop another 15-20 pounds in the next 3 weeks. But if I can help one other person in the meantime, which, you know, now we got 4 or 5 guys doing it with us, that's great. And if we could help another 5, 10, or 20 people just with a couple of these videos along the way, even better. So that's why we're posting this. Thanks for tuning in. We'll check you out later. Cheers, everybody.